Red Dead Redemption was a masterpiece when it originally released back in 2010 on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And it is still a masterpiece in 2023 as we saddle up with John Marston once again as this game gets re-released on the PlayStation 4 and most importantly, the Nintendo Switch. Sadly, this hasn't been dubbed as a remastered version. It's a shame because all these years later you would think that we would be getting a remastered version of this game, not just a simple re-release, just simply a HD port of the original version. Yes, it's a high price, but Rockstar has always supported the Switch with releases, and this is one of the greatest games out there, so to me, it's worth it to have this game on the Nintendo Switch, to have this masterpiece on the Switch. And plus, having this on Switch offers a new way to experience and play this game with its on-the-go portable nature. Play it docked on your TV at home, undock it, take it on the go. Now, it runs at a native resolution with a solid 30 frames per second, 1080p docked, and 30 frames per second, 720p undocked, with no noticeable hiccups or stutters, which honestly I have had moments in this game on the Switch just looking at everything around me and just being wowed at how incredible and beautiful this game still looks today, and the fact that it's on Switch with no hiccups at all, no stutters that I have encountered. Yes, there is minor pop-ins around the map as you explore, but it's nothing major to take you out of the experience of this game. And for its age, it still looks really great and it feels right at home on Switch. And honestly, this is how a port should be done for Switch. All of the areas, effects, surroundings, the character models, the textures, and just the world is all still there, all still beautifully intact, still standing the test of time. Now, this game is set in the declining years of the American Wild West, in the early 1900s, as you play as former outlaw seeking redemption from his past, which is all covered in Red Dead Redemption 2. In this game you will be playing as John Marston, and it's perfectly fitting going back to this game now after playing Red Dead Redemption 2, knowing who John Marston is referring to when he talks about his past, when he talks about his old gang, because back then we didn't have a clue, but then Red Dead Redemption 2 came along and explained everything, and it just clicks. Going back to this now, it all makes sense. It all fits into place. In this game, you'll be doing main missions, side missions, from helping strangers around the map, doing challenges, collecting bounties for the sheriff in different towns. Around the towns, there's a bunch of things that you can do, from selecting bounties, playing mini-games, go and see a movie, buy supplies, from guns, ammo, medicines and more, get a taxi to another location on the map, go drinking at the saloon, rent a room, as well as select a bunch of missions. There's going to be these white question marks where you're talking to strangers around the world, or there's these purple question marks that will essentially have a choice whether you pay someone off or do it another way, and it'll give you two options of how you want to do that purple question mark. You can set up your own little campsite to change your outfit, to save your game, but the benefit of the camps mostly is to be able to fast travel to different locations instead of riding there on your horse. When you complete activities in the game, from main missions, side missions, stranger missions, or just random encounters of someone in need, all will reward you with honour, with a reputation, with fame, which is a good and bad deeds system. If you do bad deeds, it will give you a bad reputation. If you do good deeds and help people out in need, help strangers, do the right thing, do the missions, collect bounties, do certain challenges, all will reward you as a good sport. It will reward you by doing a good deed, and this will make your honor go up, and when your honor goes up, you receive more rewards from missions, twice as much money from the missions that you complete there on out. There's also a bunch of outfits that can be unlocked by doing a bunch of different things in the game. It essentially works as a checklist to unlock these outfits, and the entry will be updated once you do these certain things that's required to unlock a certain outfit. You'll be armed with a bunch of weapons, from a pistol, a revolver, a rifle, and more as you progress, as well as a lasso. And it is just so much fun lassoing your targets throughout the game. I would rather lasso a target than kill a target, because the satisfaction of successfully lassoing a target and hog-tying him, putting him on the back of your horse, and taking that hostage to the sheriff or wherever he needs to go, if it's a shoplifter or so on, it is so much more satisfying than just killing your target in cold blood. Whether you are doing good deeds or bad deeds, you will be questioning everything that you are doing in this game, giving yourself an honourable reputation or becoming a wanted man by the law of the towns, who will hunt you down with a bounty placed on your head. And this will mean you will need to avoid certain areas of the map because you are wanted in those parts, and if you go to those parts, you will be immediately seen and hunted down. You can clear whatever bounties you have, clear your name at the telegraph office. As you go, you will also find yourself skinning animals, collecting flowers, lassoing horses, as well as calming down horses to earn their trust. You can whistle for your horse at any time as well, and you can also hitch your horse to make sure it just stays in one location. But again, for the most part, I just whistle for my horse and my horse always comes to me. The one system I have always loved so much in Red Dead is the Deadeye system, which allows you to target enemies in slow motion. So we'll go in slow motion with Deadeye for a little bit, and from there you can take out a target with pinpoint accuracy anywhere on the body using slow motion, or you can take out a whole bunch of enemies in rapid succession, and it has that cowboy feel, that cowboy cinematic vibe. This game has always had an amazing cast of characters. The voice acting is phenomenally done, with the audio and soundtrack elevating all of it, with this world feeling alive and lived in with incredible gameplay, right down to the horse riding, melee fighting, saloon drinking, gun slinging moments. If you haven't played this game yet, you definitely 100% should. If you don't want to pick it up for the price that it is, because it is steep, for what it is up there. It should be cheaper, and I get it, I do. This is a high price point for what it is, considering there is no Red Dead Online here, but there is the DLC Undead Nightmare, which takes everything upside down. It makes a supernatural story where you'll be protecting the townsfolk from the undead, from the zombies. There's a whole bunch of new weapons. There's a whole new storyline there to go with it. And the story of Undead Nightmare is honestly, I think, just as good as the story to the base game. It's one of the greatest DLCs I have ever played to one of the greatest games that I have ever played as well. Red Dead Redemption with Undead Nightmare, and that is that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you for making me a part of your day and checking out my videos. Thank you. Anyways, guys, I'll see you next time.